Jalapeno peppers can be hot, they can be mild. They can be eaten raw, pickled, or cooked. Today I want to talk to you about jalapenos and show you another great way to cook and enjoy these spicy little treasures. Hello, my name is Jamie Kuzio. You're at a party. When you arrive, host blindfolds you. He has this tradition of surprising all his guests with this funky little food before they can enjoy the festivities. As soon as you bite into that mystery item, your mouth and your tongue begin to burn and they go numb. You remove the blindfold only to find out that it's a habanero pepper. And it's one of the hottest peppers in the world. And if you're lucky, your host will offer you a glass of milk to cool down that burning sensation. And there's no guarantees that that burning sensation is going to go away with a glass of milk. So today, I want to talk to you about the cooler cousin of the habanero, the jalapeno pepper. And we're going to do a little bit of cooking. From the excessively hot habanero to the milder jalapeno, let's go over some history of the jalapeno pepper. Jalapenos, many years ago, could only be found in Mexican restaurants and specialty food stores. And over the years, they have become more and more popular, making their way from the West Coast to the East Coast over time. Jalapenos can be red or green in color, and they're usually about an inch in diameter and 2 to 3 inches in the length at the time of harvest. Green jalapenos are the young, unripe peppers, and that's when they're normally picked and when they're sold to consumers in the stores and the restaurants. The red version of the jalapeno is the ripe version of the fruit, and you don't find that very often unless you put them up in your windowsill and let them ripen, and they have a tendency to get hotter and spicier. According to Facts About Jalapeno Peppers by Cassie Damewood, eHow contributor, although jalapenos got their name in the town from where they originated, which is Jalapa, Mexico, they are no longer commercially cultivated there. They're pretty much grown on the West Coast, California, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, and you can grow them here on the East Coast also. They just don't grow as well because we don't have the long growing warmer season like they have out on the West Coast. HabaneroMadness.com says that the most popular orange habanero typically measures between 100,000 and 350,000 SHUs. And SHU stands for Scoville Heat Units. That's your heat level of a pepper. And in comparison, the jalapeno pepper ranks in the Scoville Heat Units between 2,500 and 3,000 units. So, 200,000, 2,500. You tell me which pepper is hotter. Yeah, obviously it's the habanero. I just went over some quick history and some information about that little green gem called the jalapeno. Now let's talk about some culinary aspects and what you can do with jalapeno peppers. Most people, when they think about eating a jalapeno pepper, it's usually stuffed with cream cheese or cheddar cheese that's breaded and is deep fried. Or it's the pickled version, all chopped up or in rings, on top of that big plate of greasy nachos that you get at a bar while you're having a cold beer. Yes, the pickled jalapeno has its place, and it is very tasty. But you ever think about having a candied jalapeno? Have you ever had a candied jalapeno? Candied jalapenos are basically boiled in a sugar syrup with a few spices, very low and slow, for about 30 minutes or so. And then they can be jarred, just like a pickled jalapeno. The candied rings are so good, when you take that first bite, you get that nice sweetness from the sugar, and then all of a sudden the heat kicks in from the spices and the jalapeno itself. But it doesn't last long. It's not like eating a jalapeno or anything like a habanero. So, also, if you take a fresh jalapeno, dry it, basically in the sun, you just let it dry, and then you smoke it in a smoker, you end up with what's called a chipotle pepper. And most people don't realize that the chipotle pepper is the dried version and the smoked version of the fresh jalapeno pepper. You can also stuff the jalapeno with just about anything these days. You can fry it, you can broil it, you can bake it, you can grill it. And it just makes a great appetizer no matter how you cook it. You could also take the jalapeno and cut the stem off, hollow it out, and removing the membrane and seeds. The membrane and the seeds are the hottest part of the pepper. So keep that in mind when you're working with peppers. The membrane and the seeds is the hot part. Although the meat, the flesh, is also hot, but the membrane and seeds are the hottest. Fill with your favorite cheese, wrap it up in bacon, and then broil it in the oven until it's golden brown. What a wonderful combination of flavors: cheesy, spicy, and smoky bacon. Another option is to stuff it with your favorite crab cake recipe and bake it until it's hot and bubbly, and top it with a nice hollandaise sauce. That just sounds so good. So now that you've got your taste buds drooling, I'm going to kick it up a little bit and show you one of my own stuffed jalapeno recipes that I developed. And they are called they're beef and cheddar stuffed jalapenos, and they're like eating a bite-sized cheeseburger with a little spicy kick. So, visual aid time. Here's the recipe, and I am also going to post this so everybody can have it. So, basically, with this pepper, you can also make them, a month in advance, and you can freeze them before you cook them. Just freeze them once you get them stuck with that beef. Then you just pull them out of the freezer, pop in the sheet pan, and you can bake them off if you got a last-minute dinner party or something. So, basically, in a bowl, you're going to combine your beef, your eggs, all your spices, your shallots, and garlic. Your mixture is going to come out looking like this. Alright? So, then you're going to take about a tablespoon of the meat, and you're going to stuff it in your half hollowed out peppers. So you get your meat in there, you get your cheese in there, you cover it up, smooth it over, and you end up with what's right here. This is a raw stuffed pepper. Alright, so then you're going to bake it in a preheated oven at 375 degrees until they reach a nice internal temperature of 165 degrees. And this is what you end up with right here. A fully cooked stuffed jalapeno pepper. That's good stuff. Alright, you just got the story and a quick cooking lesson of the jalapeno pepper. Now let's go over what I talked to you about today. Today I gave you a quick history of the jalapeno pepper and some of its culinary applications that you can use it for. I also gave you a quick demonstration of the beef and cheddar stuffed jalapeno. And one thing I want to tell you is that all recipes, in my opinion, are guidelines, and you can always make adjustments to everything in that recipe, from the spices, to the eggs, to everything. So you season it according to your likes and dislikes. So please take my recipe, try it out, bon appetit.